kind of throwing caution to the wind with their decks today. I'm just more excited to see the games than I've ever been. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what this new metagame holds. I don't know how these decks play against each other. This is just awesome stuff.
Yeah. There we see Wuikiki with his great big smile.
Time to shine, Daria.
And he's going to kick things off with the Swordcraft list. It's been so long, Swordcraft.
It's been so long, but I'm so happy to see Happy Pig in it.
How I've missed the days where people would fill the board with a bunch of dudes with shields and then put Mars down, and all of a sudden the game got real confusing.
Yeah, really confusing. How do I do this? I need to trade. Oh my goodness. But Wuikiki, I hope he can showcase that Sword deserves a place in the metagame again, because we've seen in the last couple weeks before the changes, nobody played Swordcraft. And the people that did had a really hard time with it. I think the first week, if I can remember the stats correctly, only a handful of people played Sword, and it was at like a 28% win percentage. That needs to turn around really quick.
28%.
Yeah.
That's almost lower than my win percent on ladder.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can still win games with King Elephant, especially nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. If you played everything right.
That's right. And Grimnir, another card that I actually want to talk about. So Grimnir, since its change a long time ago, we haven't really seen it show up in many decks, not even in the neutral decks more often than not. You know what I mean? They're choosing to go with more damaging options instead of defensive options. I think Grimnir is solidly has a really good place in this metagame in any type of mid-rangey, control-y deck. We just don't see it very often, especially in competitive play, guys. I want to talk to you about even including 1 or 2 copies of Grimnir in your deck. If your opponents are better, and if you plan on trading and being a little bit grindier with them, especially with your deck archetypes, having an option to just top deck a Grimnir in the late game is still super powerful. It wipes an entire board down, puts a ward up. Early game, it helps you trade really well. Like, there's just so many upsides to the card.
I definitely agree. We've seen those swing turns where Grimnir comes down and just is a breath of fresh air. I think, you know, the flexibility of the card is definitely something to always think about. Wow, okay, forcing the Earthright card to be pulled here. It's going to mean that Meladog, who was the one running Burn Rune, says, I identify that Levi is what I want.
Yep. I mean, how do you beat Swordcraft? Swordcraft is not a deck that is filled with spells. It is not Runecraft. It is a deck that is usually filled with followers. Getting access to cards like Master Mage Levi is exactly what you want for the mid-game.
Yep. Being on the draw rather than on the play means that the response to this Luminous Mage, however, is a little bit stranger. Now, Lyriel can still be very big for you, but I think you probably want to go towards the Piercing Rune.
Yeah, I think you can just utilize both. You don't have to sacrifice any tempo or board presence for it. This is why Lyriel's just so good. You're going to see Lyriel come back a lot more just because of, like, Magic Illusionist changes, just the fact that it just controls the early game so well. And people have been taking it out of their Shadowcraft decks, and I don't like that either.
Oh, wow, he's thinking of saving the Orb.
Ooh, okay.
What is it? What do you decide here? Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I feel like as a control sword deck, you're more than happy to just trade out that Lyriel, right?
I think so. I think this is perfectly fine. Saving your Evolution Orbs, especially against a deck that has access to cards like Luminous Mage, you might even need to, right? Because they don't have to use any of them in the mid game. If you don't save any of them going into the late game, it could just put you into weird positions. So I really like just the holding back of it. It's just nice. Like, I need this value in the late game. I identify that. I think it feels really good.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of the result of his decision here, whereas the Luminous Mage probably would have needed to swing into that Lyriel if he evolved. Now he spends the evolve on the Levi, and Levi is left at 2. Damage from hand for Wuikiki. I think that 2 damage is tough to arrive at.
No, with Lancer, so this is one of those cards that I think puts Swordcraft back in the mix again. It's kind of like their version of Odile. It costs 7, you don't give your opponent no debt, and it deals 2 immediately as soon as it clashes to everything on your opponent's side of the board. It's great. You also have the regular Lancer that we see in hand that can come down for 6 and just act like a KO card. You know, 2/1, prevent all damage dealt to it. It gains Bane. It's an awesome card. I think like the late game removal options that Sword has are really good. Like gone are the days of Tsubaki.
Yes.
But now we have more options, which I really like.
So I feel like for Meladog, right, it was even more important to evolve that Lyriel, right? Because he would have been put in a situation where that Levi could have come out of the scenario at a full 4/4 state.
That's true. Lancer would have traded into it as opposed to just cleanly getting rid of it. Absolutely. Now we're getting these late game stages. I don't really know if Roland does anything against Burn Runecraft. I don't think you really do increments of more than 4 in Burn Runecraft. I guess you could with an Evolve, but late in the game that's not really an option.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to do that. I would still advocate dropping the Roland just to say you did and won with it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I won a game in competitive play with Roland. Feels good.
The Chain Lightning is chaining.
That's right, one of those great endgame options that Burn Runecraft has access to.
Interesting. There's so many sigils on board, but Meladog has barely used any of it.
And I think this, if I'm Wuikiki, I think I just play Albert Nevo here. I think I just go face. It's a little risky, but you put your opponent to 6 and basically tell them they have to destroy your Albert or win the game that turn. So I think it puts you in a really good spot.
Yeah.
Plus, you have 2 evolution orbs left. It opens up your endgame to pretty much drawing anything, you know, in your deck to just finish the game out. But it looks like he's going with the more defense.
How scared of you to not draw what you need afterwards, though?
I don't know. See, I'm not that scared. We have Grimnir in hand already. There's a Roland to, you know, put up a nice ward if you want to. There's another, you know, Lancer of the Tempest out of hand just to clear the board again. So many options. You know, he's playing the more tempered approach. This does give him a lethal setup on the following turn.
This is actually a very weird turn. Now, Chain Lightning, as it gets into this late game territory, gets very dangerous here. But if you want to drop your hand, you're just locking your board.
Right. Yeah, this is a tough spot.
You're board locked.
Yeah.
I think you're just done.
That's true.
You play the Chain Lightning. That's still, what, 5, 10, 15? Okay, you're 1 off.
1 off. And Wuikiki can play another defensive turn if he wants to. Get that 5 damage into face. Has plenty of ways to deal with that Wizard of Savaz. And he's going to do it without using an Evolution Orb. I really like it.
Death is another fiction.
Yeah. And plays the ward. There's that flexibility.
And yeah, unless, Meladog can draw something.
That is a really, really strange turn for Burn Rune to run into. Just, you play the Dwarf Alchemist, even evolved it to try to force your hand to grab more Earthright, and he just could not find any more of it.
So I'm just going to state the obvious here, guys. Mid-range Swordcraft just took Burn Runecraft out and made it look like it was nothing.
Yeah, there it is. 1, 2. We talked about Albert. He certainly brings the beauty, and that time he showed off the beast there.
Yep, that's right. Your favorite husbando coming down to end that game.
It's been a while since we've seen him. You know, Albert has, what now, 3 different art cards that you can go with him?
Yes, and I feel like if you can have one of each, it's even better.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Each one looks better than the last.
This is a goal.
And yeah, I'm just so happy to see something like Sword come back, make a top 8, beat up Burn Runecraft just like that. I want to see if this Swordcraft deck can make it.
Yeah.
I want the entire metagame to shift because of what we're seeing today.
All right. Well, this is again we get to see this reanimate step up to the plate one more time.
Time to shine, Daria.
And it's against Daria as well. Ooh. Okay.
That's right. We've seen it go 50-50
I would
so
throw
far.
the rune. Yep.
Basically, Shadowcraft decks with Kawi. If you can get the good Kawi effect, it'll win you the game. If you can't, so far we've seen it lose you the game.
And really for Wuikiki, it's how fast can you get to that spell boost, right? He's already missed turn 1, which...
Not the worst thing. Does have Daria in the opener, so we'll be able to play it faster than we've seen previously. Wuikiki also opting for the Wizard of Savazan deck.
Yeah.
I think it's a great option. It's much better than Magical Girl Melody, first of all.
Oh, interesting. We see the scenario again. If he had wanted to trade, he should have traded. I think he went face because he realized he played the Golem and just didn't want to deal with that.
Yep.
This song's for you.
Making this an easy trade for Pirated Singer on the following turn, and Wuikiki just has kind of a glutted hand here. Everything's super overcosted. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He has nothing.
You can see it on his face right now. He does not like this.
Yeah. That is actually very devastating.
And this is oh my devastating.
Saris of the Night, a card that we talked back and forth on as well.
Healing against Daria is awesome, especially when you can get it done earlier than Kawi turns.
I am a fiction and
Wow,
a
just
fantasy.
plays the Wizardess.
Has to. Just to be able to take out that Saris.
Fortunately, Wizardess has quite a high defense stat, so it means that the trade back is not quite going to happen.
Which is crazy. You know, I mean, 7 defense against a 3 power follower, right? 3 attack follower, just staying alive.
Breathing too loud.
Just barely.
There it is. And of course, you know, without perfect information, Meladog is always going to say, got to take out the Wizardess.
Yep.
For any opportunity to hamper your opponent's
And I think Wuikiki is just going to have to play like this slow, grindy, controlled Daria game. I think this Chain Lightning is going to come down to take care of the Necro Assassin, just spell boost everything in his hand.
Yeah, there it is. It's not going to chain back.
That's right, too many cards in hand for that. And we're just getting into this late game again. However, last time I said Meladog is just going to take over because he still had a high, defense total.
Yeah.
He has all of these wards and healing in hand. But we did see Daria overpower before. Let's see if Meladog can actually close the door this time.
Draws us a few good options on the next turn. Is already going to be the Kawi turn. So even if you explode now, you do need to make sure you play your Kawi resources well. You have a lot of them, but remember your Reanimate does get locked up by Zeus after a certain point.
That's right. That's right. As far as I can see, too, it's the only card outside of... Well, actually, Death Dragon Caller is an 8-play point 2/2, so if it dies and you play a second one, it can actually reanimate that as well, I believe. Ooh,
Which is not...
that is not what you want.
Yeah. Got a 2/2.
I'm pretty sure you can manage your endgame turns a little bit better than that, though. Pretty sure Meladog knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if he's not fallen down that pitfall already and learned his lessons.
That's right. It looks like Meladog is saving up that Kawi this time as opposed to just throwing it out there in a board state that would not be optimal for it. So I think Meladog has learned from his mistake that he just made. And he just has so many resources.
All right. We're getting to that point in the game where it's actually, you're high enough play points that even spell boosting the Daria just once or twice means it's very playable.
Right. And that Daria's been in hand since the opening hand, and again we're seeing it just still not being able to be played. It's crazy.
Wuikiki is not having the best time here. Odile gonna be easy here.
Great play. Back it up with a Lurching Corpse. No probs.
Why?
Yeah, Odile, we have not seen a bad Odile turn. Odile just seems so great right now.
Just so much value in every moment that it's played. Okay, no evolution orbs left.
Wuikiki really feeling it now.
Yeah. He's already being pushed into Aisha range, right?
Yeah, and I think this is just
And
going to be
you
a
have
cakewalk
Zeus
at the end
on the next turn as well. Oh my gosh.
The black flower.
Another Odile. Yep, this will help clear board. Meladog playing a little bit more defensively here. Knows he has a lot of Zeus and Kawi and basically just ward action at the end of this game to basically just clear board as often as he can and then just start slamming down the big threats later in the game. Yeah, I think he's playing this game a lot better than he did the last time he faced against Daria here.
Yep, and there it is. The full board clear, plus 2 damage. And without any evolution orbs, oh man.
It's more damage. It's something.
Yeah. Wow,
Okay,
he opts
throw
not
it
to
away.
play it. He wanted a lot of play points on this Daria hand. Let's see. Oh man, how do you have to drop a Daria on turn 10 and still not get a bunch of cards that you would have liked to see? Not even a second Daria.
So unfortunate. So an Aisha off the top will win the game for Meladog. And honestly, I think these Zeuses are going to be good enough with what we can see.
Good enough?
He might still be scared, though. I mean, this is also a good time to play Kawi. There are too many followers in play for it not to get a good effect now.
Yep, and I think that's fine, right? If you delay one turn, you earn that 10 health point kind of, you hit that range.
Yep.
Right.
And then you can just play super defensively for a long period of time until you draw an Aisha. Absolutely.
Wuikiki is looking to the skies.
He's going crazy here. He's like, please, please don't have anything. Fortunately, Meladog has a handful of things.
Yeah. I think the Kawi, you can play it and evolve it into the 4/4.
Yeah.
Contemptible.
Oh,
foul.
man.
Okay. He's just going for another big Odile play here.
Yeah, and you can Demon Eater your... Oh.
Your breathing is
Okay.
loud.
So he's
Hopefully
really
picking
wanting
off the right
to
ones.
hit the-
Oh,
That's a little scary.
that was so
okay,
close
he's
to
gonna
being
evolve.
perfect.
Yeah, he's gonna evolve the Necro Assassin,
Keep the world quiet.
and again achieves much the same. Doesn't grab the healing, but puts his opponent below the 10 health point threshold.
Wasn't I good?
And now with Wuikiki throwing out the last 2 cards in hand, I'm pretty sure Meladog can feel very comfortable in whatever play he wants to make now.
Yep. This is where the deck swings into full gear.
That's right. Kill my Zeus. I'm bringing one out every single turn. It's never going away.
Without a ward, okay, there's the Daria. Without a ward, the game is done, and I don't think the Daria can pull a ward.
Nope. Not with 1 play point left.
Okay,
There it is.
sure.
He's going to have to play again with Daria. And this time up against Meladog's Burn Rune.
That's right.
Daria versus Burn Rune. We've kind of talked about this. I mean, Burn Rune does have some board-wide damage, but you think of things like Ogler's, Daria itself, right? There's just so many cards that are not quite at that 3 damage or that 3 defense territory.
For Master Mage Levi, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things that we're going to notice different from the other matches we've been seeing against the Daria players, if the Daria does not get this explosive start, Burn Runecraft is not going to let you get to 10 play points. It's not going to let you get to those later stages of the turn and churn more value out of your Darias. It will end the game.
Yeah.
So, going to have to get a really good Daria draw here. Burn
Yeah.
Runecraft basically could just do its regular game plan against Daria.
It's interesting. On winner's side, I felt like we saw a lot of explosive Daria games. On loser's end, Daria
been a
has
struggle.
been very, 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 very shy.
Definitely been a struggle. And this is the kind of thing I like about Runecraft nowadays. It's super powerful, super potent at what it does, but you have to take a gamble with it. It's not this straightforward, like, easy mode deck. I remember when Rise of Bahamut first came out and Daria was in that, it was just like, it rolled over everything for just so long. It was just like super consistent, super damaging. You couldn't really do anything against it. That's kind of like what Burn Runecraft feels like now. That's why everybody has been seeming to bring it. This being the first tournament that we've seen more Daria than Burn Runecraft. I love the aspect of if you want something so powerful, it comes with a cost. You can brick with it.
It comes with a heavy responsibility.
That's right.
You know, many people, especially in Western media, has told you that before. Hope it's a lesson that you guys have kept with you during all this time.
That's right. So hopefully we can get back into this game soon, but until we do, what are you feeling about Daria these days? Would you play it? Is this a deck that you would bring to a tournament?
I would. You know, it's interesting. When I first started playing Shadowverse, there were a few decks that I tried. Daria was actually one of them. I played Roach Forest, which was the one that immediately I enjoyed. And I said, I might like Daria, so I gave that a try. I might like Dimension Shift, so I gave that a try. Daria, I think I didn't enjoy it as much because it felt like I tried really hard and my payoff didn't necessarily pay off. You know? Whereas with Roach, it's like, I won the game.
Yeah,
With
I
Dimension
win.
Shift, it's like, I get to play a bunch of turns where you don't get to play with me, and then I win the game.
Right.
You know? And so it felt really good. But then I played Daria, and sometimes I would flood the board, and then something would happen, and I would be sitting there looking at a bunch of cards that do nothing, and I don't have a second Daria, and I just feel really bad.
That's fair. And these days, there are a lot fewer spell boost cards than there used to be. So before it felt good because, I mean, everything you drew into was a spell boost card, right? Now you have to pick and choose. You even have to play something like Flame Destroyer, Fiery Embrace, you know, Chimera, something in the top end of the curve that you normally never wanted to play in Daria because they just cost so much.
Yes. So, here we begin. Starseer's Telescope right in the opening hand. I think it'll be interesting to see what Meladog's mulligan is, and he opts to keep the 1 play point Earth Sigil.
Always try to, in Burn Runecraft, guys, always try to mulligan for your best possible draw. What does that entail? Usually a 1-drop Sigil into a 2-drop into either a Mage of Nightfall or a Dwarven Alchemist to keep the Sigil game going, or Carl.
And so we see a scenario. He's got that play point 1. What did he draw here? Oh! I guess you could throw it?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you try to look for that 2-drop.
Okay.
Ooh. Not the worst thing.
Yeah.
But we see Wuikiki with a very good draw this game. Had multiple things to do early, has a Clark in hand for more spell boost action. Unfortunately, drawing just really heavy stuff off the top of his deck with those last couple draws there. But
And the Mage of Nightfall on the play is going to be very dangerous here. The only slight saving grace is that you won't have an Evolution Orb to deal with on this turn.
Right. And with this hand, I think Wuikiki is just going to go all in on this first Daria and throw the rest of it away. I don't think he wants to spend the time, especially against Burn Runecraft, to try to eke out as much value out of the entire hand as you would normally see in a match.
Yeah. And Meladog, adopting the same aggressive mindset, he says, you know what? I'm just going to start throwing piercing runes out, looking to do a bunch of damage, and it's also a very inefficient trade too for Wuikiki, right?
Okay, it looks like he is going to go with the full value play. I like this. Set up a big board, and honestly, for a couple turns, Wuikiki is going to be feeling pretty good with his board presence here.
The Lyriel is going to be able to push past 2, and then the piercing rune to take down the Ogler. And again, we talk about that Lyriel being so impactful these days.
So good. So good. If you guys forgot about Lyriel, remember her and put her back in your deck.
Remember what it once was.
That's right. So that huge board that Wuikiki presented is now gone.
Yep. You're going to have to fill out, again, and this is the scenario that I'm talking about. You play a Daria possibly, and you're going to have to be dealing with this Master Mage Levi. Now, of course, I suppose Meladog could find himself in a scenario where he's tempted to play the Master Mage now. Okay, well, he's going to get value off of it anyways.
Yep.
But you're going to leave...
Ooh, another Ogler and Daria in hand. That was a great redraw.
Yeah, this Blade Mage has already paid for itself, right? And so getting rid of it is nice because it's not going to continue getting value for Wuikiki, but you leave an Ogler and a Daria on the table. You have to spend your last Evolution Orb clearing those out. One of them out.
I find it very interesting that he chose to trade the 4/4 Owl instead of the 2/2 Blade Mage, because I feel like you get more damage over time. It's actually the same for the first turn, but over time it's more damage overall. So interesting trade, especially if you're expecting Master Mage Levi the following turn.
And now Wuikiki, I think, is in a good position. Of course, there's still one last hurrah, as there always is for Burn Rune, and it comes in the form of Wizardess of Oz. What's the hand?
Okay.
Got the Ogler.
Another Ogler's really good. Has a Magic Missile and now a Mysterian Missile to just push a couple extra face damage here. In a pretty good spot. I think this might even be an Evolve Ogler to face here. I think that's the consideration.
Yeah.
Actually, if you do that, though, you kind of open yourself up to Mutagenic Bolt, as always.
Mutagenic Bolt, and also still get taken down by a Levi.
Yeah.
I mean, this play also leads to the same result. But, says, I already saw one. The likelihood of seeing a second one, not the highest.
No Evolution Orbs left to even tutor it out with the Dwarf and Alchemist.
Yeah.
Yep, gotta kill the Daria. Daria's huge business.
Yeah, you can't play anything to open up options for Wizardess. You just have to go for the 2-draw option.
Yep, I think you just have to go for the highest possible value play here.
Mutagenic Bolt, I suppose, is the best thing that you could do here.
Mutagenic
1, 2, 3, 4,
Bolt, always
8,
great.
8, 3, got 1 for the Magic Missile. So he's left with actually 2 health left if he does that.
Yep. I like it here. Honestly, there's not really another play. None of these other followers actually do anything to board, so giving yourself the top deck chance of drawing another removal spell that you can cast is probably the best option.
Has to go for it.
Taking his time, though. This is an important match. I mean, this is do or die here. This is if I lose this game, I'm out of the tournament. So, take as much time as you can. Just remember that there are animations that have to happen.
Oh, no.
Value Chain Lightning play, I guess. Yeah?
So what does he have now? 6, 8, 9. Oh, 10, actually.
4 plus 10, 12 damage.
It's enough.
That's enough.
Yep, the Chain Lightning off the top was enough.
What a draw. Wuikiki moving on with Swordcraft.
Yes.
And Daria.
Yeah. The Reanimate Shadow also did its thing. We didn't get to see its Reanimate as much, but controlled out the game, provided the storm options that he needed to finish things. But I do think I have to see that Shadowcraft deck played more in a wider variety of scenarios. We mostly saw it face off against other outside of the box decks, and then Daria.
Right.
But how does it match up against mirror matches? How does it match?